Minasan, konnichiwa. How's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty good. So, today let's talk about one very, very serious issue that's near and dear to my heart, and I hope to yours. Who cares if you're a wrestling mark? I mean, big deal. I'm one. I'm a smart mark, and I, quite frankly, don't care, like, at all, like, ever. For one, it's gotten me great friends. It's gotten me amazing relationships with people I never thought I'd have relationships with, and I get to talk about this thing that I love, this thing that I love to do, and love to watch, and love to be a part of as a spectator, as a fan, and just generally enjoy it, and so I get asked, so what if you're a mark for wrestling? Who cares? And for those of you who are watching who doesn't know what a mark is, and by the way, if you're watching this and you don't know what a mark is, you're watching one of my videos, wow, thank you, you're amazing people. Let's look at the Wikipedia definition for mark, which is, let's face it, how half wrestling fans get their information nowadays. That's how half wrestlers get their information nowadays. Green tea. Ignore it. Mark. According to Wikipedia, a person who enjoys professional wrestling as if it were unstaged, derived from the carnival term. Like when people have a magic act and they pick a mark in the audience. I do enjoy wrestling. I know it's staged, but here's the part of that everybody forgets when you say wrestling is staged. Yeah, that's still painful. I'm going to bring up a name that some wrestlers don't like, but heck, I don't mind the guy. I actually respect him. Joey Specter. Guy puts in work. Whether you like him, whether you love him or hate him, Joey Specter puts in work. He does. Every single night he puts in work. So, and I've seen him after fan lumberjack strap matches with marks that I think he still has to this day. If wrestling's fake, then Joey Specter is the best actor in the world. Because I've seen that guy go through almost literal hell sometimes. And not just him. Anyone who's had a match with Masada. This list now includes Sammy Guevara as of this video. By the way, to Sammy, and I hope you're watching this, man, you, my friend, you gave Masada one heck of a fight, my friend. You, my friend, I've already said you're going to go places, but it is a fact that you're going to be an amazing star in this business because there are not many people who can give Masada a fight. You gave him one. Kudos to you, man. Kudos to you, brother. But moving on. And then, like I said, anyone who's wrestled Masada can tell you in a second this business is anything but fake. So some of it's staged. Sorry for my throat, hence the tea. So some of it's, the storylines or, oh, they staged the action, oh, he knew he was going to do that. So what? I can stage getting punched in the face by my dad. I can tell my dad, punch me in the face, let me know it's coming. But guess what? It's still going to hurt. My dad's 68 years old, but that man was a Marine. And he's still got the guns to show it. If my dad punches me, even if I know it's coming, I'm going to cry, probably. No, I won't cry. I'll be too busy being unconscious if my dad punches me. Anyway. So, that's just, the word mark. Here's the definition for smart mark. Or smart, if you will. Which I think I like smart better. I don't know why. I guess I'm a nerd that way. I like smart better. And this is me to a T. The Wikipedia definition is a fan who is aware and interested in the backstage, non-scripted aspects of wrestling. Now that is me. But let me explain it. Again, sorry. Good night's sleep, and this will be better tomorrow. Hopefully for more black shirt sessions. Fingers crossed on that one. Here's hoping. But a smart mark. I like getting the inside story, but not all the time. Because I respect everyone who steps in that ring. because they actually do, get in the ring. I mean, look at this business. It's not an easy one to get into. It's an even harder one to stay into. And you're not always going to be liked. You're going to be ridiculed by family, friends, because, oh, what are you doing that fake thing for? Do something real. And then what else do you hear from other wrestlers, promoters? You probably hear this, that, and the other thing. As hard as it is to believe, I'm sure guys like Ray Rowe and Jax Dane got told a lot of times they weren't going to make it. Boy, I'm sure somebody wishes they hadn't said that now. Y'all know who y'all are. I'm sure guys like Andy Dalton, who, again, I don't care how you feel about him, he's one of the toughest guys in the sport. Andy Dalton's a guy you love to hate. But you know what? While you're hating him, he will give you one of the best matches you will ever see. A lot of guys said ACH was never going to make it. I think a WWE tryout match kind of trumps that. But, hey, whatever. What do I know? I'm a smart. But I digress. I don't mind being let into these guys' lives, and make no mistake. If they let me in, that's by their choice, and I respect it. If they do not want me to know about their private lives, for the love of God, do not tell me, and I will not press the issue. I have some people who let me have told me about their families, about their home lives, about what they do when they're not wrestling or thinking about wrestling, and thank you. I appreciate it. And I have some of them who look at me and say, it's none of your business, Tommy, go away. I leave them alone. I am not that desperate. I know I may seem like it, but I'm not. And to the ones who let me in to their private lives, you know who you guys are. I'm not gonna call you out, so I don't want anyone to think that I know inside stories. But to those who tell me things, thank you. It means a lot to me that you appreciate me as a fan and everything like that. And some people will probably even tag themselves in this. I don't, that's neither here nor there. That's not my business. But thank you for that. But to those who, it's like, yeah, he's just a fan. I don't know if I want him to know this or any other thing. I'm not offended. It is your life. And if in your life you want a certain circle and you don't want me in that circle, I will continue to cheer you or boo you, but always respect you as the mark I am. It doesn't bug me one little bit. So that goes back to, but all this is to go back to my original question at the start of the video, which is, what is so wrong? What is so wrong with being a mark? What's the problem with it? I'm sure every wrestler who's gotten into this business was a mark at least at some point. I mean, there are guys like, I know when I was watching AJ Styles' first DVD from TNA, he said he wasn't that big into wrestling, but he decided to try it out and everything. But let's say, okay, so he wasn't really a mark. Okay, I'm sure there are plenty of guys who were stars now who were marks. They were marks for guys like Pedro Morales or Bruno Sammartino, Ric Flair, that kind of thing. Everybody starts somewhere. Some people were marks. Some people are not marks. Who really cares? And I guess this is my thing. Wrestlers who insult marks just to get over his heels, that's one thing. I understand that. By all means, do what you gotta do to get over his heel. Insult us for being marks, and say that make it your mom joke. Insult our clothing, say we are fat or we're lazy, and you're a heel. Get over as a heel as you got to do it. But the wrestlers who legitimately say, I can't stand the marks, then you're really in the wrong business. It's like a football fan saying, I hate my fans. Then what are you doing? And no offense to the guys who say they hate marks, but if you're on the independent scene, I doubt you're getting paid enough to put up with us. Just saying. But no, man, you know what? People who call me a mark and are dead serious or trying to offend me. Actually, if you're saying something to offend me and you think you can. Good luck with that. I have gone toe to toe with the best of them, and the best in my mind of people who talk crap to me being Andy Dalton and Gary J and guys like that. And and unless you're on their level, unless I think you're on their level, nothing you say is going to affect me because they don't even affect me anymore. So you have to go real deep to get under my skin. Bobby Fish called me Rick James, people. First of all, let's appreciate that moment that at an ROH show, Bobby Fish singled me out and called me Rick James. That in itself was amazing, it's and awesome, and I loved every second of it. But you're not gonna insult me if you call me a mark. You call me a smart mark. So what? You know what this smart mark gets? This smart mark has gotten to meet Jushin Thunder Liger. Look at me. If being a smart mark means I get to meet Jushin Thunder Liger again, well then get tattooed on my neck. Tattooed on my arm, wherever. I don't care. I will be a smart mark because I got to meet a living legend in this business. If being a smart mark means I can go around the world and meet these guys, then a smart mark I will forever be. Doesn't bother me one little bit. It doesn't. Call me a smart mark, call me whatever you want to call me. I love this business. I think it's great. I think it's a great way to not only let off steam, it's a great way to see athletic people who are just as talented as anybody in any sport. And I mean that. I mean, you got guys like Weezy Woo, ACH, Sammy Guevara, Mike Dell, and all those guys who were just athletic guys who were so technical they could, how they move is just so fluid, and even guys who you didn't think could move as fluid as they do in technical skills, like Scott Summers, Masada, Franco D'Angelo is actually very, very technical when you watch him. You miss that because he's scary as hell, but I hope he watches this. And Franco, if you do watch this, get better soon, my friend. I have a lot of people to tag in this video. Who else did I mention just now? Gosh. But anyway. Yeah. What is wrong with being a smart mark? The answer is this. Nothing's wrong with it. If you, my friend, if you're watching this, you're a smart mark. Be a smart mark. Be a mark. Because you know what? We're paying money, to go watch these guys. And I'm not saying I have to prop myself up. I don't, because I know it doesn't bother me. I'm not bothered by it. But there are some fans out there who get worried that, maybe I'm too into the business or not. You can curve it, but don't apologize for loving this business. Don't apologize for loving wrestling. Never apologize for that. Places like the NFL and everything, they need their fans too, but I don't think as badly as pro wrestling needs its fans. I think pro wrestling needs its fans more than any other sport. I really do. And yeah, I call wrestling a sport. You don't agree with me? All right, we can argue about that later. I don't really care. But this is a sport. You got guys out there, maybe it's staged, but if they're not putting in the effort, I've seen guys not put in the effort and they don't last long. And I've seen guys put in so much effort and now they're in Ring of Honor. Now they're getting WWE trial matches. I met Daniel Bryan years ago at the when the ACW was still at the venue it's here in San Antonio. He's on top of the wrestling world right now. Even if some people don't want to admit it, he is. I met Claudio Castagnoli, who's Cesaro now. I met Tyler Black, who's Seth Rollins now. All these guys started somewhere, and you know how their career got up? Because guys like me and other marks or smart marks, whatever you want to call us, we went, we paid money, we bought their DVDs, bought their t-shirts, bought this, that, left and right, and we still do. And you know what? I happily do it. One of my main motivations to get a job so I can buy more wrestling stuff. And if you are a smart mark out there and that is not your motivation to have a job, you are lying to yourself. But in short, ain't nothing wrong being a mark. Ain't nothing wrong being a smart mark. You know why? Because I think, this is just me, just from a psychological point of view, wrestling helps you just like, you know, deal with some stuff. Because it's a stress reliever. Life sucks. Go yell at a show for 2 hours. Go get caught up in the storyline of this guy hating this guy for 2 hours. 2 or 3 hours. However long. Buy the DVDs. You know, forget your own life for a minute and appreciate matches like Samoa Joe versus Kobashi. Versus Kenta Kobashi. And if you've never seen that match, but for the love of God, find a DVD with it on it and watch it a million times like I've done. You know, pick up Shawn Michaels DVDs. Pick up, you know, DVDs of guys like, you know, Undertaker or Stone Cold or even The Rock or Edge. Who cares? Whoever your favorites are. You know, if you want to watch old WCW DVDs, old ECW DVDs, or the compilations, or the WWE Network, who cares who you mark out for? Who cares who you love? Who cares, man? I love this business, man. These guys work their tails off every single night. Guys like Sammy Guevara, who can easily be on TV, and I am a sole believer will be on national TV someday. I'm calling it right now. What's the day? Technically, it's the 16th of March right now when I'm filming this. And I'm calling it. Sammy Guevara will be on a major wrestling promotion on their TV, and he will win a championship. It may be like their TV or Intercontinental title, whatever. He'll either be on TV or he'll be in Japan. But Sammy Guevara is going to make it. I'm a firm believer in that. I believe it. I do. And as a mark, I stand by that because you know what? That guy, because my point of saying that was he wrestled in front of how many people were at the Sideliners Friday night. Let's say about 100 people, maybe probably more. I'm sure Brandon will correct me later, but he did moves that guys hold back to do in front of a arena full of thousands. He did it for 100 people. So badly he wants this. Guys like Mike Dell is one of my as one of my all-time favorite picks, one of the best just technical wrestlers. I really do think he's one of the best in the ring, best talkers. It's just getting the crowd to love him or hate him. He can do it like that. He should be in TNA or WWE or ROH or anywhere, and he'd make it. Andy Dalton, the Submission Squad as a whole. ACH is already on his way. Ray Rose on his way. Jack Zane's on his way. I'm naming these guys, and Michael Faith. Michael Faith, he's in ROW, the Reality of Wrestling. By the way, congrats to Booker T. So he's already on his way. And many guys who are coming up, guys who I think should have already been there. A lot of people feel some type of way about Spectre. But he is good at making people hate him and then taking a good butt kicking and winning anyway. Which makes you so mad, but you gotta appreciate the brilliance, his tenacity behind that. So yeah, just the words of a smart mark. And if you didn't agree, that's cool. You're free to have your opinion, and I respect that. I really do. This is my opinion. But what are your thoughts? Let me know. You have ways on Facebook to get in touch with me, Twitter, and of course you're on YouTube. What are your thoughts, guys? Am I crazy for propping up marks and smart marks? Well, I'm crazy anyway, but on that particular subject is what I mean. So let me know. Thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate all the love and support that I'm continually getting, and thank you so much. Keep supporting wrestling. Nothing wrong with it. Keep supporting it. You guys have a good one. Minasan, sayonara.